Hello, welcome to Aspire Pilates. My name is Mary Steiner. I'd like to go through, as most of you already know me already, this will be our classic reformer. The prop most used on this is going to be the ball today. But let's begin with that. We'll come down, put the ball off to the side for a minute. When we call back in, we'll grab a hold of that one. Put your hands on the side like a genie pose. And I want you to lower yourself down onto your reformer. Make sure you have 3 springs on. Take your feet, pivot around to the side, put your feet on the foot bar. Pilates V. Inhale to exhale, and really I want you to concentrate on where that airflow is coming in. So you inhale, and then exhale. Feel those buttons just come down. Feel that neutral spine happen. Feel it imprinted in the back of the mat. Exhale. Now extend the carriage out long, bend your knees, bring it back in. We do this, we could use the springs as a cue for our breath, right? So as we inhale, we expand the springs like we do with our lungs. Exhale, bring it back in, deplete our lungs. So it's inhale, out, exhale, in. And I don't want you to get caught up on the breath. Breath is, remember, it was a tool, not a rule. So we go in and out, keeping our shoulders from squishing into the back of the shoulder blocks, lengthen our crown of our head in opposition of our tailbone. Scoop that belly in. Do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back in. Put your arches on. Both feet come off at the same time. You're holding that scoop. Arches go on. Now you want to lift up out of those arches. We're not pushing from our quads, right? We're lengthening through the back of the hamstring glute. Take this time while we're laying down. That's where we start laying down on the reformer so gravity can help us take that neutral spine in place. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back home. Lift both feet off at the same time. Put your heels against the bar. Make it the center of your heels. So we don't want to be up here. We don't want to be on our arches. We want to be right in the center. So as you inhale and lift out, you're lengthening almost through your glutes, right? It's a signal for your glutes. Keep your feet as flexed as you can, as if you were doing a squat on the floor. Inhale out, exhale in. 2, 3, 4. Relax shoulders, head, neck, and shoulders. Lengthen neck. 7, 8. 2 more. 9. And 1 more. 10. Bring it back in. Scoop, lift both feet off at the same time. Put the balls of your feet on. Again, you're maintaining. So when you push out, you don't want to see this happening, because then you're pushing in your back and you're out of neutral spine, neutral pelvis. So when you come out, you want to keep this pubic bone lengthening long, crown of your head in opposition. Lengthen both out, both legs straight at the same time. Keep them out straight and lower your heels down, down, down. Bring them up, up, up. Down, down, down. And up, up, up. Keep going. 5. So the key here is to have your ankle bones connected, but your heels apart, okay? Because we're working on the wrap in our sits bones here to get that open. 2, and 1. Bring it back in, getting ready for our 100. So I'm going to do a transition. You can come up and take 1 spring off. My foot bar is going to go down. Your foot bar may stay up. Just taking 1 spring off, so we have 2 springs on, yellow, blue. Pivot back around, getting ready for our 100. Again, elbows are bent down our side. Legs are at tabletop, or You've got some hip flexors, you know you can always drop your heels. You drop your heels to your butt. I want you to scoop your abs away from your thighs, okay? Scoop them right here. So I don't want them like here, right? I want them scooped away. I want a little bit more of a challenge for that neutral spine again. Again, level 1. So inhale, exhale. You could bend your knees and hold it here. Curl from the rib cage up, stretching your palms long. It is a pat. So the shoulders don't shrug, they stay down in their pockets, and they just rotate that arm. If you notice, if you do a little pumps, there'll be a little bit of pulse in the belly, but if you're doing pumps, then you're gonna feel more of that because you're challenging that powerhouse. Legs can stay here at tabletop, or they can go out long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look, we're already at 62. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 72. 8, 3, 4, 5, 92. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend your knees, going right into arm series. Again, shoulder lengthen the fingertips up. Make sure our shoulders aren't shrugging. Put your shoulders, wrap your shoulder blades around the spine. Inhale, exhale. Again, you want to breathe into the back. You want to get those ribs and funnel those ribs from the front to the back. So we have that rib cage working too. 3 more. Bring that carriage home. So we don't start from here, right? You bring the carriage home, so your thumb, your pointer finger could be right in alignment with your shoulder. So we're not reaching up here. Put the shoulder blades down. 1 more. Now, we're going to go down, circle around, bring them back up. So you want to feel like your shoulder blades are doing a half moon, drawing a half moon on that reformer. Again, hip flexors screaming, you drop your heels to your butt. Otherwise, you put them up and you wrap those sits bones around to get those hip flexors to feel a little bit less of a pull. Pull the belly in. Bring it back up. Open your arms out to a T. Squeeze a sponge in your armpit. Hands to hips up. Open to a T. Again, lat movement, right? Belly in. Bend your elbows and lengthen down. Triceps, right? That tricep muscle, again, this is not about the wrist. Squeeze that tricep muscle. Do 3 more. Nice. Bring it back up, going into frog. So it's going to be the long straps on here. You can push the carriage out, put your foot in the strap, leaving that foot here. Take this at a 90, put your foot in the other strap, and lengthen those legs out long, okay? Arms are here, shoulders are back. Just lay into those straps. Just relax and lengthen your legs into those straps. Kind of give a little bit of a release to those hip flexors. Notice where we have to when we come in. We're going to scoop and we're going to use our center line to go in and out and straight, okay? So notice when you do push with one leg more than the other, you'll see things like this. You'll see a movement like this, knowing that this is taking over. It's the whole body, the zip up in that body, lengthen through the center line, using that powerhouse to pull those legs in and out, right? Watch that you're not pushing into those straps. Be mindful, right? Last one, going into circles. And we want to make it smooth. That ball in that socket is just rotating. Open, circle down and around, up. Keep going. reaching long. So no moving, no leg, the legs aren't here, right? So we're not using this. We want to use the whole powerhouse, zip up midline, bring them towards the center line. Using that back of our legs, bring it back up, lower down, reversing our circle, reach long in those thigh bones, reach the thigh bones out, reach the toes out. Six. Now, I'm going to take these off a minute because I want to use the ball. So I'm going to take these off a minute. You leave your straps on. I'm going to show you what it is. Have your ball handy right by you because we're going to use our ball for our inner thigh heel beats. So come back here and chase after the ball as we chase after it. Come back down. We're going to put our feet back in those straps again. Straighten the one leg out. So have your ball handy. Lengthen the legs out. Our heels really can't go together unless we bend them. But we're going to do inner thigh too. We're going to do adductor work, right? So that is the inner thighs. So you want to slightly pulse the ball using just your inner thigh. So you don't want to see this happening, right? You want to see, you're going to be mindful that you're just pulsing your inner thighs on the ball, okay? And then we're going to travel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and down. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and up. You'll feel those inner thighs. They're going to start burning. And down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Keep pulsing. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's such a tiny movement. 6, 7, 8, and up. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to pull our heels together this time. We're going to do a couple of frogs with the ball. Squeeze the ball. Right? Squeeze the ball. See how much you can keep those heels together. Last one. Bring it out. Bend your knees. Take the straps off. Remember, you put this foot here to control the carriage. Stretch it out long. Take this strap off. Hang those straps off. Coming up for stomach massage. Where was doing a ta-da. So my bar is going to be up. Your bar may already be up, but I'm going to take my bar and put it down to the second level. Okay? For stomach massage, you want 3 springs on, and you want to sit in the front of the carriage. So, get a sticky mat, if you have one, and put it right in the front. And now I'm going to take the ball. If you have a Bosu, it's even better. But I'm going to take the ball and put it right at the small of my back. Okay? So, this is going to serve as a purpose to scoop my abs in and up and keep my C curve here. So, put my hands in front, put both feet on at the same time, and then push the carriage out, lower, lift the heels, and bring it back. So as we're doing this, you may notice all of a sudden that, boy, either I'm too far back, which I am, right? Then you come in a little bit closer. Again, practically sitting on top of the ball. Both feet are on. That's a little better. You're scooping your abs, lifting your ribs up off of your hips. 4, 5. The balls your feet are on, and you're in a V shape. All right? Make sure that your toes aren't gripping on there. 1 more. Nice. Now we transition automatically. Back, hands back. Okay, we could have our fist facing towards each other like this, or challenge a little more and have your arms up. Elbows are bent. You're not straight arms, and you're not being supported by your hands. You're being supported by the lift in your powerhouse. Very lightly. See if you can bring that carriage in. 2 more. Nice. Bring it back in. Reach between your knees. Take off a yellow. Reach your arms. So now, as your arms go up, your shoulder blades come back down. So we're not here. We're not reaching with our shoulders. We're reaching with our chest and our powerhouse. Shoulder blades are wrapped around your spine. Lengthen out long. Bend your knees, bring it in. So we don't lower lift on this one. We just bring it in, pause, and lift your heart center a little higher. Like it's the sun coming up, right? So bring it in, lift that sun a little bit more, drawing the shoulders down. 1 more, lift, 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 lift. Now take those arms, put them at shoulder height, still wrapping around and lifting. We're gonna stack the spine up, and you're going to go side to side. Grow taller, so we're not just collapsing in here. We are up, we are lifted, right? Lift out of those sits bones. So this hand stays here, this hand reaches back. When we reach back, you want to keep your inside elbow in your peripheral vision. You don't want to hyperextend your shoulder socket, right? 2 more sets. Growing tall. This is the challenge, to keep those ribs off of those hips. That's the challenge. Last set. Nice. Reach behind you. Grab the ball. Put the ball in the air and come up for your ta-da. Get in your long box for swan. So let's put the ball off to the side. Here. Let's get our long box. Put it long ways for swan. So I like to put this pad, if you have a pad here, it reminds me to just lengthen my hip bones into the mat. Otherwise it's going to be on one blue. Okay, if you have a lighter reformer, put it on the 2 springs. So Bridget, for yours, you're gonna have 2 springs. For mine, it's there, halfway down. Get on the box elegantly. So one thigh. Pull our heels together. Our forehead goes on the bar. You want to draw those shoulder blades down, and instead of just collapsing on the box with our abs and just letting them fall, we want to scoop our abs in and up. Lift your abs, right? Your belly, your buttons, lift them up and off of that box, okay? Forehead goes on, shoulders are back. Push it out for 1. So again, we're using our beautiful lat muscles to push, okay? We're lengthening down, so draw the shoulder blades down. As you lengthen that carriage out, make your lats work. This time we're going to go all the way out. Arms are straight, lift. Remember, wrap your shoulder blades. Don't have them hunched up. Lengthen out long, bring it back in. Hands are down into the bar, not against it. You're not pushing. You're lengthening. Press it down, out. So they're on top of the bar. Lift with that belly. Lift those belly muscles to lift those back muscles up. Out. So together, lift from that belly. Now remember, your neck stays, your head stays in alignment with your neck. Your eye gaze is what gazes up. Nice. Bring it back down. Come on off of that box. Putting it into short box. Sticky pad can go away. We're done with that. Bar can go down. And I want you to reach for your dowel. We're going to hook the feet and take a seat. So, we're going to hook the strap right here. Make sure you have 2 springs on because then it'll go flying. Put one foot on there, sit on the box, and then hook the other foot and we're ready to go. Okay? So again, we are not just collapsing. Remember, there's organs in there. Lift your ribs off of your hips so those organs can there. So the scoop starts from here, not leading with the shoulders. It starts from here like a wave. Take the bar, straighten the arms, reach long, big scoop here, and now get the hips as wheels, flip them under, the tailbone goes underneath to lengthen back. To inhale, exhale, scoop, come on, pull belly button, button 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not only pulling in and up, they are scooping in and up. Now lengthen them back. 1, 2, 3. And then 3, scoop it up, you're lifting up. Button 3 is lifting up, button 2. Button 2 is lifting up, button 1, scoop it up. One more. Scoop it up. Nice, reach for your feet. Now, as you're doing this, imagine there's a band on here and it's pulling you back towards the wall, so you have to lift. Reach long with those arms. Now hold the arms in the center crown of our head and stack up. Lift out of those sits bones and start the elevator lifting. Button 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift back. Keep lifting the elevator up to button 1, all the way up to 5. Keep lifting. It's lifting as we go back to lift to come back up. Lift. Pull on these sits bones and scoop from here to release that lower back a little bit. Okay? It is pulling from here. It is like it's lifting. Right? Remember, imagine snapping that stick in half. Shoulder blades are down. It's not about how far you go back. It's how tall and you can keep that spine. Now, hinge from the hips. Right here like a flat back. We were just in a flat back. Take that flat back, hinge forward. Take the top of the bar and gently curl it up and over towards the front. And then stack it up. Curl up and over towards the other side. Four, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. Nice. Now hold that flat back. Scoop. We're going to turn towards the right. Lengthen this side. As this side goes, this hip flexor lengthens there. Scoop. We're going to bring ourselves up with that opposite oblique and untwist. So stay long, twist, stretch that spine out so we can wrap those muscles around. Heels are together, so the foot doesn't move, the hips don't move, right? The hips are going to stay tall. The length in the leg, you have to stretch this leg out that way so that those feet can maintain, right? The length. Again, modification could be here. You could have it here. Just keep your fingers in your chest. Twist, reach your armpit back, up. Twist, reach your armpit back, like this, lengthening to the spine. Twist. Take your modification if you need it. Otherwise, have your hands up, travel, challenge. You want to lengthen through here so that you can stretch, challenging those powerhouse muscles. One more set. Tree. So, we have an option of trading, right? You're gonna put your hands behind your thighs. So watch when we're going here, mindful, you wanna be stacked up. You wanna lift your legs using that powerhouse muscles. So if we're lifting here, you're really lifting the bones. I want you to lift the muscle to lift the bones. Stack up that spine. Don't lean forward, lengthen the leg out. 1, point flex 2, and then 3, okay? You have options here. You can take the bar, put the bar up. Put your foot on that bar, reaching long. You could walk down that leg. Again, same thing. Remember when we did round? We were articulating back and then articulating up, right? Whereas round, we were going forward. This time when we roll back, you take the tailbone, scoop it underneath, and then you articulate and you're stacking it up, okay? Level 2, you can hold on to the leg, lengthen back along, and then walk back up, right? Lengthen that leg away from you. You're rolling away from that leg, and then you're rolling up to your leg. Hold it up tall. Give me a figure 4. Right? Inhale. Hold on to the side of the box. Exhaling. Let this knee drop. Inhale. And exhale. Other leg. Stack on these sits bones. This leg is active. Stack the spine up tall. Lengthen that leg. So instead of hinging back, you're going to stay tall and you're going to have to zip up in the midline to do it. 1. Yep. 2. And 3. Hold it up there. Again, we go on the bar. Roll away. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Roll back up. Okay. Go here with our leg. Squeeze those sits bones together. Heel in, toe out, walk down, to walk back up, to walk back down, to walk back up. Last one, to walk back up. Bend your knee. There you go. Give a figure 4, right? Inhale to exhale, hands on the side of the box. Let that hip flow open, that knee fold to the side. Okay, side sit-ups. Side sit-ups, there's a combo, right? So, let's say we have one foot hooked here, one foot around here, right, on top of the box. You could have your knee on top of the box here, okay? Your foot could be hooked. This is very similar to what we do, right? And then go down this way. Right? That's one way we can do it. You have it here, right? This knee can be just up here on the box. And you're bringing yourself up with these obliques. Your belly button is to the spine. Okay, you could always have your hand on this headrest and just bend and lengthen. So we're not pulling ourselves up with our hands. We're pulling our obliques up, right? Zip up through here. Okay? In the box, and 1, okay? The other one we had in mind, right, was our feet are here, they're hooked. We can stand up with those tall sits bones, perch on there, and then we're just coming side to side, okay? There's options here, right? So it's not front, we're not disappearing here. We're reaching tall, we're just squishing a ball and a lemon between here, okay? So we're going to switch to the other side and try it there, right? So hook that top foot in that strap. This knee goes on top of the box right here. Hand can go on your headrest, right? And then we could go down with that hand, lengthen up long, 2, right? 3. Lengthen long. You know, there's another way too. You could have your foot angled behind this box. So you could hook your foot there and then do it that way. You know, might be a little bit different, challenging. okay, and then come up. Now, we're going to use this to box for our elephant. So, we can put the dowel away. Let's go ahead and put this at the top level, which it already is. I want one yellow on, okay? Again, how light is your machine? If your machine is light, Bridget, you're gonna have one yellow, right? Or you may have two. You may have two springs on, okay? Either way, you're going to put one hand on here, climb on top of the machine, okay? Have your feet against, your heels against the box, dropping your head. Now, this is important. Keep the center crown of your head right over that bar, okay? So you're gonna curl the belly button up to the sky. You're gonna curl the button 1, 2, 3 like they're straps. Press your heels down and lift your toes up, lengthening the heels behind the hip, and then scooping these belly muscles to bring it back in, okay? So notice my hand's not moving and my head's not moving. It stays right over those bars. Lengthen the heels behind the hips, and then again, using the belly to bring it back in, okay? 2. Lifting, wrap those shoulder blades around that spine, lifting, 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 belly, belly, belly. So it's like a strap right there around your waist, your ribs, your hips. Pull those 3 straps up to the ceiling to pull the carriage in. So when you're doing that, take an inhale out and then exhale, to pull all those muscles in. It's like wringing out a rag. If the rag is twisting to move up to the top of the ceiling. Now, we're going to do it, I like to call it a flamingo, right? So, one-legged elephant, again, same 3 straps, push behind the hip, and then pull those straps in. Okay, your inner thighs are squeezing together. Lift as you pull that carriage home. Lift, scoop those belly muscles, lift and bring it home and lift even more. Switch those legs. Lengthen out long. And then scoop, 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 scoop. So be mindful of the difference, right? So your head doesn't come up like this, your head drops. But be mindful when you go out, how are you lengthening and pulling in through that powerhouse? 2 more. And then 1 more. Take the leg that's up, stop off of the carriage, and come on up for our plank. We're going to put our box away. Have 2 springs on. Headrest is up, so you can curl. Put your farthest hand here. Crease of your ball of your foot in the crease of the headrest, okay? So your toes don't go in the crease, the ball of your foot goes in there. Other hand comes on, other foot comes on, going in for our plank. Again, we're not pushing and pulling. We're coming through the heart center to come up and over. 2. Wrap the back of our legs by zipping up that midline. 3. Lift. 4. We can also just stay in a plank. Okay, we don't have to move up. And then last 1. Again. Come on down, ready for knees, okay? So our toes are going to curl. Okay, if our feet, what we can do is we can leave our feet, it's better if you can curl them. If you want to put them flat, it's going to be a little different. You're going to have to really, really scoop back. And be mindful that when you do, you have to be mindful that you're rounding your back, but push your knees behind your hips instead of pushing into your feet, right? So you really want to get that curl. If that's not available, you put something behind that foot or put something, a pillow that you could put on that foot. The ball is a little too high, but the idea here is to have it lengthened up, okay? So when you're doing that curl, it's gonna be more challenging because you really gotta scoop without banging into that ball, right? You really have to scoop that belly in and bring it in. This is elephant, right? It's a kneeling elephant. Let in, round, 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yep, now flat back, okay? Sits bones go outward, so flat back. Reach behind there. Pull your belly in and up. 1. Yep. 2. It's hard to keep a flat back. 4. 5. Right? 6. Really pull that belly in. We can't round it. We got to keep it flat. Okay. Bar can stay up, bar can come down. Okay. We want to be our hands on the side of the machine. Okay, we're going to lift up. So I'm going to put my bar down so my hands can be up here. So notice, my hands are going to be, my shoulders are going to be behind my hands. So when I come up, I want to keep my tailbone back. Okay. So when I come up, I don't want to lean so far forward in those hands, right? I want to get out of the hands. I'm lifting the tailbone, flat back, up, 1, 2. Keep the tailbone, 4, 5. Flat back, 6. Pull those belly button to the spine. 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Bring it back in. Put the bar back up. 4 springs. Running, headrest is up. Come down, swing the feet around, parallel feet. Lengthen the carriage out. 1, 2, 3, 6. Right, when we do this, get away from those shoulder blocks. Get that tailbone down. Keep going. I'm always correcting, right? Don't be afraid to correct in the middle of it. 6, 7, 8. Ribs are down. Inhale, exhale. And 10. Nice. Bring it back in. Lovely. Let's get ready for our lunge. Okay. We can go ahead and also do a split. We could do our lunge. Let's do a split real quick. Yeah, bar, put it back down, right? One yellow. When we come in the center of the carriage, again, if this isn't going to be doable for your knees, you could always switch it, okay? Arms out to our side, lengthen the carriage out long, pull between our inner thighs and bring it home. So you're actually lifting up from that center line like your head's a balloon as we come in. You're lifting it up as we go out. You're squeezing those inner thighs, both inner thighs react. So not just the one in the carriage, it's not just here. It's both that are squeezing in. Yep. 2. Yep. And 1 more. And this time we're going to hold it out and we're going to pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold it out a little longer. Up. And 1. Bring it home. Both knees come to the center. Let's switch sides. Inside, come back. Again, get on the carriage first. Because remember, there's one spring, so it's going to be a little loose, right? So we go both out here. Hook our feet. Tall. Out. And then bring it back in. Lifting through that center line. Out. Tall. Bring it back in. 2. Yep. 3. There we go. 4. And in. Remember, inner thighs. 5. Yep. 6. Squeeze it when we come home. Out. Bring it in. Squeeze. 1 more. And hold it out there. And little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Bring it in. Come on down. Sticky pad goes away. And we have a cushioned pad there. Let's go ahead and do our lunges. So we're going to do our lunges one spring again because we're going to do it on here. Okay? So our lunges, you can use for what I was talking about with that foot. Let's say the foot's not really, it's not feeling good, right? So the curl of our toes on that headrest doesn't really feel good on our foot. So we can have the ball there, have your foot on the ball. So it's kind of on this way here. It's right on the front, right? So you kind of play with that, put your foot on the ball. This foot here is the one that's going to move the carriage in and out, right? Your leg can stay on the carriage, right? Lengthening it here and then lift with this glute, right? So we sit down in this glute and then we lift back up. Notice my hip bones are directly in front, okay? So when I go out, I'm not pushing forward, right, with one hip. I'm going down because if they're even, I can make it about the glute that's lowering and lifting. Down, up, yep. Yep, lifting and lowering like the center of your heel. And 1. So now, do we want to try and take this knee off? When we do that, we're demanding more of our balance. Again, same hip things here. 2, down. Yeah, we're going to demand really much because our foot's on that ball. Right? So now we have to really demand more out of that thigh. Okay? 1 more, and we're going to hold it down. 2, 4, 5. Up. Again, we can go ahead and do the other side with the ball, right? Or if that side's feeling better, then we don't have to do the ball, right? It's just there as an extra. Toes curl in front, arch goes back, knee goes down. This foot is almost to the front of your carriage, this foot. You go down because you're sitting in this glute and you come back up. Okay, down, back up. 3. So again, we're going to try it without. Lift our knee up. Again, hips are perpendicular to the wall. 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's not so fast, it's slow. Roll it down, come right to here, hold your arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up, stand in front of your carriage, arms come up to the ceiling, hold it to the ceiling, curl, again, like we're curling an elephant all the way down. Let your arms drop a little bit, let them just fall forward like a rag doll, let your head drop like a rag doll. If you can pull your heels together, that's even better. And just swish your hips back and forth. Hold it to center. And then roll your arms up along your head. And then that is all. Thank you for joining in.